appears that Paytm and tough times for Paytm are going to go on unabated for a while now. This comes a day after RBI, in fact, highlighted that Paytm and its company, the parent company 197 Communication, was in persistent non-compliance with the orders and the rule of the land, and hence which the February 29th order came into effect. This was after prolonged bilateral communication between the board of Paytm and the RBI, the regulator in the banking space, and Paytm will not be getting any further deadline further to February 29th. In fact, a day after that, we are now given to understand an independent director has now resigned from the board, citing RBI's diktat, which the board has now taken account of. Krishna, it appears that it is not going to be an easy road ahead for Paytm at the moment. Vijay Shekhar Sharma has very limited options. With the independent director now resigning, the board is scrambling to find a solution.
Right, independent director resigning certainly doesn't send the right signals, and also, a lot of observations say the kind of communication that came from RBI, it didn't seem like it was a cautionary note on the fact that Paytm needs to pull up its socks and clean up its act. It seemed as if they had tried working with Paytm. They tried to make Paytm compliant in terms of its KYC norms, and it's tried time and again over a period of months, and finally it gave up and had to come up with that kind of an order that sent the Paytm stock reeling and hitting a lower circuit day after day after day, and saying the fact that you cannot onboard any more new customers from the 29th of February. That's literally a warning signal to everybody out there, both in terms of people like you and me who are buying through Paytm, and also merchants who are signing up for Paytm as well. And
amid all of this, there comes the news of Paytm now buying Bitsila, an ONDC startup. What does it signal to you?
It actually takes off from what Vijay Shekhar Sharma had said, say on the 4th of December, that Paytm will look to onboard more than 10 million merchants on ONDC by the year 2025. This comes on the back of the fact that Paytm has already said that more than 11.8 million buyers have already shopped on ONDC through the Paytm app. Bear in mind, Paytm was one of the first platforms to integrate itself with the announcement of the ONDC. So what is Bitsila? It is a seller-side app. So what does the Bitsila as an app do? Bitsila helps onboard small merchants onto the ONDC platform. Right. And you have Paytm, which is already encouraged and got more than nearly 12 million people to shop from the buyer side on the ONDC platform. So this, in a sense, makes sense for Paytm, because if it's going to be making so many people buy on ONDC through and onboard so many buyers, it's trying to reverse integrate and get as many sellers on the ONDC platform as well. So in a sense, this acquisition makes perfect sense in terms of Paytm's own ambitions. The only question that I can ask at the stage is that looking at what Paytm is going through right now, I'm surprised that we're even talking about a new acquisition from Paytm's side.
Absolutely. It comes as a surprise because we don't know if Paytm Payments Bank is going to be operational post 29th of February. Most possibly, it is not going to be operational. Right. It has a license at the moment. It enjoys the license, but that license, many reports are suggesting, may also be revoked come 29th of February. So all in all, to onboard more customers at the moment, does it make any sense at all?
No, this is not about onboarding customers. It's about helping ONDC onboard as many sellers on its platform, because ONDC as a platform is yet to have the kind of penetration that it needs to have. So if you have like Paytms and other financial already popular fintech platforms signing on board, getting on board ONDC and helping ONDC find both sellers and buyers to come to the platform. So this is a very clear intent from Paytm.
We're going to go the ONDC route, perhaps.
No, but we are going to be on ONDC. ONDC is going to be a great platform. It's a government-backed platform, and from our side, if you're going to we're already getting so many people to shop on ONDC through Paytm. Now we're going to get as many people to add more people to sell on ONDC. And how are we going to do that? This is through an inorganic way. This is by acquiring a platform which has been doing it. This was founded in the year 2020. It's a fairly new platform. So it is a 3 to 4 year old platform. So in a sense that this will be an integrated effort from Paytm to help ONDC get as much traction in terms of both sellers and buyers.
Absolutely.
The only thing is that what is Paytm busy with right now? My question is, what is Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma busy with right now? Are you looking at helping out ONDC and get ONDC more traction? Are you trying to solve?
This does look like a headline management effort to me right now when Paytm is inundated with a plethora of bad news. Right. This is a positive news. It appears that Paytm is in fact banking on ONDC and the success of ONDC as it hosts ONDC on its own platform. So perhaps have more vendors by the way of alternate opportunities away from Paytm Payments Bank, because that looks like an avenue that may be shut down for a while until, of course, there is a resolution with the RBI. And, going back to this lengthy conversation we had yesterday post the RBI announcements and the press conference where RBI stated very categorically that this was a persistent non-compliance issue. We have not taken a very strict action on the basis of, a few conversations here and a few conversations there. This is a notice after Paytm has failed to comply with, and we've had many conversations. There were also questions raised on the board of Paytm on what exactly has the board done. Suddenly, a day after all of that, we're now given to understand the independent board member has now resigned. The question is, will RBI perhaps now send a representation on the Paytm board to clear off the mess?
Right, and of course, the other big expectation is that the so-called FAQs that the Reserve Bank of India is set to put out come next week. So right now, all eyes are on the set of FAQs, the details that is going to emerge on the FAQs that the RBI is going to put out as far as Paytm is concerned. And Shweta, honestly, at this stage, it's looked like Paytm is the tip of the iceberg, because there is more and more Indians signing on to financial fintech platforms like never before. And for all the questions being raised by many members of the startup ecosystem, is this what you do to a business that's been run, started from scratch and done so well, is a champion of the fintech, the development of fintech in India, champion of digital India in a sense. How come the RBI puts out a notification like this that can just completely destroy a company like Paytm? For all those questions, the answer is this. The Reserve Bank of India is fundamentally concerned about the people of India. Nobody who's signing on to fintech platforms should get scammed, should lose their money, because once that happens, the questions will be raised back on Reserve Bank of India saying, what were you doing? Were you just another cheerleader for as many fintech businesses in this country as possible? Because that's not what the RBI is supposed to do.
To ensure compliance on digital ecosystem, and the fact that there are, of course, many budding emerging players, all of them should comply, must comply, no matter how big you are, no matter whether you're the champion of the fintech ecosystem, we will still hold you accountable to the law of the land. I think that's the big message that RBI has put out yesterday.
Absolutely.